Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I sure appreciate you taking time out of your day to join me on another video. If you like the content that you're seeing, please hit like and share and subscribe. Help keep the channel growing. I really appreciate it. Today I want to talk about the 4 baits I use after cold fronts, or 4 baits I used when bass are suspended, especially in October, November, maybe into December, depends how cold the water is. As long as the water temperature is over 50 degrees, I use these 4 baits and catch those suspended bass, especially in October and November. First bait we're going to talk about, we kind of talked about here in another video, but is the spinner bait, the True Faith custom bait spinner bait. I like to throw it around boat docks when the fish is suspended around boat docks, suspended in around tree tops and trees, and at the deep end of laydowns and that kind of thing. Throw that thing out there and bring it back down the edge of a dock, or bring it down through standing timber. You also, if you're in have a lay down and at the end of it kind of comes out into deeper water where they can suspend, you can throw it up there and slow roll it through the treetop, and then slow roll it out of that treetop into those suspended bass out there, and they will flat nail the old spinner bait. You have to figure out what depth they are. If you got the old cheater box, as they call it, the old video game box, you can see how deep they are. You can use side scan and down scan to find out how deep they are. Or you can just do trial and error. Throw it out there and let it go down a count of 2 and start reeling it, and do that a few times, and then let it go down a count of 3 and 4 and so on until you find the depth of the fish. I throw it on 15 to 20 pound fluorocarbon line. I use actually a variety of rods. Just depends on how I'm fishing. If I'm fishing around docks and I need to pitch it around docks and into boat stalls and that kind of thing, I may use a 6'6" rod. But if I am fishing more open water through standing timber, I'll go up to a 7'3" rod so I can get extra distance. It's a medium to medium heavy rod. I use either G Loomis or Falcon, and then use a 5 or 6 or 7 gear ratio reel. Especially this time of year, I don't want to go real fast a lot of the time with the water cooling down. Sometimes I want to go fast, it depends what the fish want, but for the most part, the fish likes it a little bit slower, starting to slow down this time of year with the water temperature going down. But if you get them in the real shallow water, where they're right up dirt shallow in rocks and trees and on the backs of docks and stuff, and you still may want to burn it and come out a little faster, just so you don't get snagged in whatever cover you're in. And a lot of times those bass is up there chasing right there at the edge of the water, and they'll hit it moving faster if they're up there chasing. The next bait is the old fluke. I love a fluke. This may actually be that one may actually be the Big Bite Baits fluke style, or this could be a, I can't tell which one it is. It may be the super fluke. Anyway, fluke is a great bait. You can twitch it fast, you can twitch it slow, you can let it sink to whatever depth you need it to sink down to, especially if you put on a small swivel on it. That way it keeps your line from twisting, and that small swivel will give it a little extra weight to sink. And if you use a little heavier hook, most time I use a light to medium hook, but if I need it to sink quicker and get down a little bit deeper, then I'll go to a medium to a heavier wire hook to get it to sink a little faster. You can throw that around docks, standing timber, same old, the rock piles, just wherever the bass are at. You can twitch that thing either fast or slow, whatever they want. Work that at that depth that they're suspended at, and you can usually get a bite. I'll throw that on anywhere from 12 to 15 pound fluorocarbon, and usually use a medium action rod. I throw it sometimes on a spinning rod, and sometimes I'll throw it on a bait caster. Just depends what I've got tied on my bait casters, and if I need all the bait casters that I've got for something else, then I'll tie it on a spinning rod. But I throw it, like I said, again, it's just like my spinner bait, anywhere from a 6'6" up to a 7'3". Depends what kind of area I'm fishing in and what I'm throwing around. Those shorter rods will help you get a more accurate cast, and you can really get a better accurate cast under boat docks, and get bait skipped up and under boat docks with that shorter rod. I mean, I'm 5'10", 5'9", 5'10", somewhere around in there, and that shorter rod helps me to get the bait up there where I need it to go. I know people that's over 6 foot, and they still use a 6'6" rod as well, because it's easier to cast, and you get a more accurate cast. The third bait, of course, is the old jerk bait. Throw that jerk bait around where, boat docks, standing timber. I'll throw mine up into the ends of lay downs and that kind of thing, and twitch it back out. I'm not afraid to let one get hung up and either go get it, or if it breaks off, it breaks off. I know where I can get another one, but I try not to break them off. But those jerk baits will call them up out of 15-20 foot of water sometimes. So if you got them suspended under a dock, they're suspended anywhere from 3 to 6 feet under a dock. You can work those things around that dock, and they'll definitely come up and hit it. A lot of times this time of year, I twitch it faster. I don't, like in the wintertime when you throw them, you twitch, pause. Twitch, pause. This time of year, you want to twitch, pause, twitch, and just keep it moving. You want to keep it moving more than just how you do it in the wintertime. You don't want that long pause. You want to keep it moving to get those fish to react to it. Again, boat docks, standing timber, and all that. I fish a jerk bait on 10 pound, on 8 or 10 pound fluorocarbon, and I use at least a 7 foot rod most time, because I'm not making just the totally accurate cast like I would those other two baits. that jerk bait just, I can't get an as accurate of a cast as I can the fluke. And of course sometimes I'm skipping the fluke, and I can get a good accurate cast on the spinner bait. And the fourth bait is the old lipless crankbait. There's not too many people that I've noticed that fishes a lipless crankbait this time of year. There is some, but there's not a whole lot that I've noticed. Whatever lipless crankbait you prefer, you can use a Berkley, you can use the old standby red-eyed shad, or the old original can't think of the name of rattle trap. Couldn't think of rattle trap. You can use the old original rattle trap. There's Cotton Cordell. I mean, there's Booyah. Everybody makes a lipless crankbait of some kind, and you take your favorite lipless, and you take that. You can fish it around docks. You can fish it around standing timber, rock piles, points. Points this time of year is good. All these baits, I prefer this time of year to fish flatter banks. I didn't mention that a while ago, but I prefer to fish flatter banks, flatter points, flatter banks with boat docks on it, flatter or just flats with standing timber, with deep water nearby, of course. But it seems like I get more bites on the flats and flatter areas than I do the steeper areas this time of year. Main lake points and secondary points, if you can find boat docks, it's on those flatter points and secondary points. That's money, especially if there's rock piles, brush piles, or standing timber around them. I mean, you're in money right there. That lipless crankbait is awesome. Even on days like today, there hadn't been a cloud in the sky all day. The north winds are blowing 25-30 miles an hour. I mean, I've had days on the water throwing that lipless crankbait after a cold front like today, and just wrecked them with that lipless crankbait. And of course, that was the small one. That's a 1/4 ounce, and this time of year I prefer the 1/4 ounce over the heavier ones. I can let it sink down to whatever level I need it to go. This time of year I'm not usually fishing over 10 or 12 foot deep, so it doesn't take long. I like to find those boat docks and cover and structure that's shallower, like down to 15 foot deep or so. But I'll throw that lipless on 10-12 pound test floor carbon line. Again, anywhere from a 6'6" to a 7'3" rod, because sometimes I can put that little old lipless in tight quarters around boat docks and stuff, and bring it out of there, and they will flat nail it. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna get off of here, and it's starting to get dark out here on me. And like I said, if you like the content, please hit subscribe, like, and share, and I will see you out on the water. Have a blessed week, guys.